So what's up everyone? This is Chumbles, and by request I will be doing a tank Rengar top lane build. Um, I'm also gonna have gameplay after this, so I'm gonna go over the runes, masteries, just common stuff, what to do, build, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this is what you've been looking for. So yeah, I'm just gonna go right into it, I guess. First, I'm just gonna go over the masteries. So this is the page I use no matter basically what the matchup is. Um, so I'll just quickly go over because honestly, we're so far into the season that most people understand what all the mastery points do and which ones you should take. Um, Obviously, this is for a specific champ as well, so most of the time you're gonna understand why I take whatever. So attack speed, obviously, because this doesn't even work with your Q. Obviously, your W is what gets you tanky, and you're going to use your E, but it's not worth the 2% damage, so the attack speed's way better. Feast, I take this most of the time just because when you tank Rengar early on, you're not going to, like, kind of, you won't win lane. It's very kind of dependent, I guess, in a way. So most of the time I just take Feast just because gives you that extra sustain lane. Obviously, the mana doesn't do anything, but oh wait, I thought it gave mana. My bad. But anyways, um, yeah, just take the extra health, I guess. This is kind of whatever. Like, it just depends. This is honestly RNG. Like, if your jungler even comes top or not. So, and then this most of the time again, if you're falling behind, it's not gonna really help you. So, this is the one where a lot of people, I think, make a mistake. So natural talent honestly isn't really bad at first. With my Nidalee guide, I thought it was pretty whatever. Um, but especially with Tank Rengar, especially since most of the time what you're doing is you're using your W. Obviously you're using your Q and stuff, but your main part of Tank Rengar is your W because it gives you that bonus stats and obviously the healing. Um, So this provides AP, which actually scales off your W. So you're actually getting in more damage if you're taking natural talent over the life steal. Like, especially with the build that I go, you don't even really get life steal. You get self healing, but it's really not worth taking the points in this over natural talent, which helps you with AD and AP. So, and yeah, Bounty Hunter. This is just honestly way better than Oppressor, honestly, because yeah, you might not totally win lane in a sense, especially early on, but especially when you start roaming around, because even if you are tank Rengar, you can still roam. So yeah, I think Bounty Hunter is just way better, especially when you start getting a couple kills. Then when you go into a team fight and you W, that extra damage, it might not seem like a lot, but that extra like 3%, 4% actually can do a significant amount of damage. Um, so yeah. And for resolve, this is what I go basically every time. So um, bonus armor magic resist, obviously, because you're going tank. This is helpful because you're going to be in the brushes a lot with your passive. This point's okay, but I think this one's just way better, especially for Rengar. It's like in himself, so this one obviously better because the healing with your W. Insight. This is just yeah. This one I shouldn't have to explain. Um, Tenacity and slow resist. This one you can change if you want, but I think this is just better basically every time, especially with all the tanks and the CC stupid champs. And then Grasp of Undying, which is kind of obvious because you're going tank. You want to do that extra damage with your tankiness. So I have a couple pages set up. Um, I'll go over them kind of quickly. So this page is if I'm going against someone who is tanky, someone like Malphite who gets kind of innate armor against me. Um, that's why I get the armor pen reds. So I go scaling. Oh wait, what the hell is this? This is not supposed to be. Okay. Uh, oh, I misclicked. Well, that makes a lot of sense why I wasn't doing as well in lane. But anyways, scaling health helps with your W. Grasp and dying damage increases. I take armor quints for all three. I think it's honestly like the best way to go. You're gonna get more health from your yellows over your quints. So if you did vice versa, um, and then I get a bit of magic resist, and then I get some cooldown reduction. So this is mostly if you're going against someone with um, tankiness like Malphite Mundo, someone like that. So the magic resist like can come in handy because those tanks most of the time do um, AP damage. So this can come in handy, and then you have your W obviously, which gives you your other steroid, and then the cooldown. So cooldown's always good on Rengar. So yeah. This one is if you are going AD. So basically that means if you are going against someone like um, let's say Pantheon, for example. Um, so Pantheon's basically the same lane, except Pantheon won't really build armor. So I'd rather go attack damage because at a certain point the armor pen will be kind of useless. Um, Hopefully that makes sense. A lot of people understand that, so I'm gonna assume you guys will understand what I mean. So the AD honestly will come more in handy, especially if you're gonna be last hitting under tower. If you're getting pushed in, which most of the time ends up happening, because tank Rengar is not really supposed to win early, and if you do, then you kind of just snowball out of control and you just take the game over at that point. And then again, same kind of setup for the Blues. And this is gonna be the last page that I run. So the other ones all had kind of a bit of magic resist, but this one's if you're going against someone with heavy AP, so someone like Vladimir Top, Rumble, those kind of champs. So again, you're gonna take armor. Um, a lot of people are gonna be like, why would you take armor if you're going? This is a page to go against someone with the AP, and basically the reason for that is, regardless of who you're against in lane, they're more than likely going to have someone with 80, an 80 carry, maybe an 80 mid lane if there's an AP top. And because of that, this will just end up helping you in the long run. Every champ does physical damage. It doesn't matter who the champ is, they do physical damage with autos. So regardless, this can actually help you in lane, whether you really think of it that way or not. And I just go physical damage because they're not going to really build armor most of the time. And then again, the scaling health helps with your W, helps with your grasp of the undying, getting tankier. And then this is where basically it changes up, and I just go full magic resist because again, this is going to be for going against people with a lot of AP. Alright, so now to the items. This one is, I guess, the most important in a way, because masteries are kind of always the same, kind of regardless. Like I said, I run the same page literally on basically any matchup top lane, so masteries kind of the same. Runes, I guess you could do whatever the hell you want as well. If you have magic resist armor in there, it's fine. You could run a standard just page and still do fine with this. So this is kind of most important part. In a way, again, this is kind of still kind of pretty basic. So I'll just quickly go over kind of what I do for certain situations, which I think is what a lot of people actually wanted from me. So um, basically you'll be starting off with your trinket, obviously. This is going to be if you're against someone like Vlad. For example, Vlad or Pantheon. Someone like that that does the um, unique passive of blocking a damage from a single target attack or spell. So a lot of people really don't understand what the hell Doran Shield's even for. Um, they kind of take it just because they think it's for tanks in a way, but um, really you want to get it because of the unique passive. You're not really buying a Doran Shield because of the health and stuff. Like the health then obviously is okay, but you're mostly getting it because it blocks that 8 damage, which is actually really significant. So again, this is going to be if you're going against people with single target abilities. So you have to really keep that in mind when you're looking at certain matchups. So someone like Rumble, this isn't really going to work because it's not a single target attack like his Q, right? So it's an AoE attack. Um, and now to Doran's Blade. So this is going to be basically your standard. You're going to take Doran's Blade basically top every time. Gives you health. That's going to help with your grasp and dying. Obviously tankiness too. Lifesteal is always good, and obviously the physical damage. So this is going to be basically your starting item most of the time. This one, certain situations. And then I always just take health pots with tank Rengar top. So basically, this part is going to be where a lot of people, uh, I'm not going to say mistakes, but don't really understand what to build and when. So you don't always go Sunfire Cape top lane. So I've seen a lot of people, some people streams maybe lower elo. Like I'm obviously not the highest of elo, but I've been playing this champ since he was in um, beta or whatever the hell in PBE. Um, so I kind of have a pretty good idea of how to play this champ. Um, so the biggest mistake people make is they figure you're going tank top. People will see the tank meta, and first thing they do is they build Sunfire, which is a big mistake. So for one, Sunfire just got nerfed. Hopefully you guys read the patch notes. But it's still good, obviously. It's still a core item. But you don't rush this for no apparent reason at all. You don't just take this item because it's quote unquote OP. The item's pretty situational in itself because of the way that the item works, what you're getting with the item. So I'm going to go over that pretty quick. Sunfire Cape is if you're going against somebody with AD. It's going to sound stupid, the fact that I actually have to say that, but a lot of people would be surprised the amount that I see people build this item and they're going against someone like Vladimir or someone like Rumble, for example, somebody that does magic damage and they do AP. And people build this because they figure that it's OP or whatever, and they see uh, people in LCS and MSI and whatever build this. But you have to remember that tank Rengar, you're building pretty much situational the whole game. And what you're doing is very situational as well. So, yeah, this is just a big mistake that I see a lot of people do. Don't rush this item for no apparent reason at all. This is if you're going against somebody with AD, not AP, AD. So, yeah, it sounds stupid that I have to say it, but it is what it is. So if you're going against someone with AD, take this first. First item, you're going to want to rush this. You're going to go Bambi Cinder, the armor, you're going to rush it. If you're not, do not rush that item. This isn't in specific order of how you should build and whatever. This is basically the core item set that I set up. If you're going someone against Vlad, someone like Vlad or Rumble, somebody that does heavy magic damage, whoever it is, you're going to take Spirit first, not this. Okay? So you're going to take Spirit, you're going to get that health. The health is the exact same, so it's ridiculous how many people don't understand that the health from these two are the exact same thing. But, yeah, this is honestly, most of the time, if you're going to rush an item, Spirit Visage is actually better to rush than Sunfire. But, anyways, Yeah, you're gonna get cooldown, you're gonna get base health regen, which is really good. A lot of people underestimate that, but yeah. Um, so you're gonna rush either this or this. You don't rush just this or just rush this, and kind of whatever situation. Doesn't matter which one. You want to rush it accordingly to who you are facing, and possibly even towards whoever the jungler is. So yeah. Next, Titanic Hydra. Basically, after you rush either this or this, I don't recommend just rushing the other one. So you don't want to really go vice versa. Um, Again, it's situational. It depends. Um, if you really need damage, then I'd just go Titanic Hydra right after either this or this, not this then this or this then this. So hopefully you guys understand that. Um, so yeah, but that's if your team's lacking damage, you know, your bot lane sucks ass, which is most of the time. Um, and yeah, this is basically if you need to hard carry your team because your team sucks, which is most of the time, and because you know it's solo queue or dynamic queue or whatever the hell. Um, so yeah, basically that's what I do most of the time. But if by some kind of miracle that Riot has set up for me, and my mid lane's winning, my jungler's doing fine, my bot lane is winning, I'll just go Sunfire, Spear Visage, or vice versa, and then I'll go into Titanic Hydra. But again, it's usually not going to be what happens because it's League of Legends. Um, and then boots. Most of the time I don't go Swifties, but I put it there just because I have a feeling people are gonna complain. So it's there. Most of the time I'm gonna go Merc Treads. Um, again, it's situational, but most of the time there's gonna be a lot of kind of CC stuns, you know, and the tenacity is really important. So because you're not really picking off the AD carry in a way, you're not really doing that. You're kind of a tank. That's what the whole point of this is. And yeah, you're gonna want to survive. That's the whole point of this game is surviving and pushing for Nexus. So especially with all the tanks and even these stupid mages like Malzahar who has like random CC and I don't even know anymore. So yeah, with all these champs with all the CC, most of the time Merc Treads is gonna be the most important. Um, Ninja Tabi can be important. If you're going against full AD, you're not gonna rush this. You're not gonna get this. There's no point. You're wasting so much gold getting just the magic resist, which probably won't make a difference. So yeah, again, this is very situational. If you're going against Pantheon top lane, you're gonna want to go something like this: Doran Shield, your health pot, warding, Sunfire, Ninja Tabi. You're gonna want to do that way. So like, again, really situational. You get kind of the items themselves are not really hard to understand. You're gonna just have to kind of think of what you're doing in what situation. And yeah, now I'm gonna go on to the Black Cleaver and then Abyssal. So Black Cleaver, um, I guess I should quickly go over this. Do not build Iceborn. It's just as simple as that. Do not build Iceborn Gauntlet. I don't understand why people are building that item. Let me pull it up for you guys just so you can understand why. So this now works with Q. I understand. That's really good. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is you're wasting so much damn gold on these two items right here. So Sapphire Crystal costs 3,500, right? That is basically a Giant's belt. That is almost the price of a Giant's belt. Let me pull that up. So it's almost the price of a Giant's belt. Not exactly, I understand. I'm not that bad with math. But yeah, so a lot of people, I don't understand, they're spending so much damn gold on Iceborn when I think just going Black Cleaver is like way better. You're getting the same amount of cooldown, which is good. You're getting more attack damage, and you're also getting more health. The slow is good, but it's honestly it's not necessary. Your Rengar, like the amount of CC that should be coming out of you is mostly just your Q, or sorry, your E. Um, and you don't really need more than that. Honestly, it's not worth the wasted stats that you're using. That amount of gold is two longswords. So you're wasting so much stats on an item that isn't as efficient as you think, especially because it also got nerfed, because it only does 100 base damage, I believe, rather than 150, which is what it used to do, which is why Sunfire Iceborn was busted. Um, so, Black Cleaver, take this over Iceborn, please, for the love of God. Please just take it over Iceborn. And you know, if you're stubborn, um, just go this instead. If you honestly, like, if you want a blue item or whatever, um, just go Triforce again. This works with your Q now. Triforce is honestly way better than Iceborn on Rengar. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why people are building Iceborn. To me, that makes zero sense. If it makes sense to you, no offense. If you want to build it, if it's working for you, go ahead. That's fine. But yeah, to me, I look at this pretty logically, and it just doesn't make sense in my opinion, in my eyes. So, um, I take Black Cleaver though over Triforce, so it's a lot cheaper as well. So yeah. Um, and now Bissell. So this item got changed last patch or this patch. So this kind of gives a lot of stats for what it does. Um, so it does reduce magic resist, which is good because you gotta jump into a team fight and you're gonna spam your W because you want to heal. You gotta spam that W, and it does magic damage, so you're not wasting literally any stats buying this item. Again, if you're going against full AD, you're probably not gonna want to get this item. You're probably gonna want to opt into something like a Thornmail, for example, which I'll put here just so you guys can understand that. Um, so if you're going against full AD, you're not going to want this, but if you're not, most of the time there's either an AP top or an AP mid, or an AP jungler for now, with like Nidalee and Rumble and stuff. Um, this item is actually really good, really efficient, and I really recommend building this item, but do not, please do not rush this item though. It's a good item. Um, Even if they're full magic damage, I would not rush this item in almost any circumstance on Rengar. So basically the reasoning behind that is you're not getting any health, so you are getting massive amount of stats, but you won't survive regardless because you have no HP. So a lot of people, especially early on playing the game, they think I can get 5 Warmogs and boots and I'm a tank. But that isn't how the game works because you need resists with your health and you need health with your resists. So they kind of coincide together, so or coexist. Um, and because of that, I really do think that Abyssal is good, but not good enough to rush. So yeah, this is basically the items that I go almost every single game. I've never actually got to build Abyssal because the game's usually over before I can build my last item. And that's just how the game works now. So, and if you're curious what most of the time my build looks like, um, most of the time it goes this, 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 either this or this, and then I'll rush this most of the time because I have to try to carry because my team's usually bad because it's solo queue and Riot sucks. Then I have to build maybe Black Cleaver. It really depends. If I get fed, then I'll go Black Cleaver. If I'm not fed, then I'll just get my boots because boots are still really important and they actually give um, a good amount of abilities to go with the champion. And then I'll go Black Cleaver, and then I'll go Bissell or Thornmail. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, don't. Oh God, please do not build Sunfire for no apparent reason. Think about it pretty logically, and honestly, it'll help you a lot. Most of the time, this item is actually, again, this item is almost better than Sunfire because of the stats it gives you, because the amount of stuff it gives you for um, a cheaper price, actually. So, um, yeah, again, don't rush this for no reason. I see so many people doing that. Do not rush Iceborn for no reason as well. Think about it. Does it really make sense to waste that amount of gold on literally nothing? Like you're getting nothing for building those sapphire crystals. And yeah, this is basically it. If there's anything you want me to go over more, um, I will. I can make a follow-up video, but as of what it is right now, this is basically the core of what I do. Um, every single game when I play Tank Rengar. Again, I've played this champ in PvE, um, so I have a decent amount of kind of, uh, I guess, practice and knowledge on the champ, I guess you could say. Um, and yeah, so hopefully this guide was useful to you guys. I'm going to play a gameplay. I'm going to add it on to the end. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but you can kind of get an idea of what I build, when I build it, um, runes, masteries, and yeah, hopefully it'll be helpful to you guys, especially the people trying to learn Tank Rengar. Hopefully this is um, detailed enough in a way that you can go and win games and you can carry, because honestly you can carry with this build as hard as you can carry with full damage Rengar, which sounds stupid, but it's true. Um, and the gameplay will prove it. So, um, yeah, again, if you have any questions or you have um, any maybe changes to the build, obviously this isn't a perfect build. It's what it is. Um, if you have any suggestions, comments, stuff like that, please leave them in the description below. If you haven't, which a lot of people haven't, subscribe to me. I'll probably be making a lot more videos now, possibly montages. I really want to kind of get into editing and stuff. I think it's pretty cool. Um, Also, subscribe to my, or follow my Twitch if you want to watch me play live. When this build is coming out, or this video is coming out, I'm going to be probably streaming that night. So if you want to watch me play this build live, you can ask me questions live. Follow my Twitch, and that's basically it. All that will be in the description, by the way. So yeah. Um, Hopefully this is helpful. Again, questions and stuff, put in the description, and I will answer. If you look at my other videos, I answer basically everybody that comments, which isn't a lot, but it is what it is. And yeah, tell me what you liked about this. Hopefully it was descriptive enough. I don't want to put too much detail into this because it shouldn't be that detailed, but I also want to help people that are new to Rengar, that are also new to playing Tank Rengar, so yeah. And that's everything, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want, you can watch the video at the end. You don't have to. But if you want to get an idea of how I play it and what I build and stuff, yeah, go ahead. So, that's everything, so Chumbles out.